Prison Architect. My name is Kit, and here is our prison. We have our 8 prisoners now. We have our workshop set up and everything in it. Our cleaning closet, our laundry. Next thing to do is we are going to set up. We've got our jobs. 3 and 3 of 6, 7, 8. We have 8 jobs set up. Now here we are at the regime. To get your prisoners working once you've set up where you would like your prisoners working, you need to switch up the regime here, and I had said I don't necessarily like definitely. We're going to have them get up at 6 because I am a mean warden. And I'm going to have them doing nothing at 8, eating at 9, and then we're going to have them working. They're done eating. Give them a free time in between. We're going to have them. Now, when you set up your regime here, anything that is labeled work for prisoners that don't have a job, the work will be considered free time. So just remember that. But when they're working, their needs aren't being met, and you have to make sure you're careful to give them time to use the bathroom or whatnot. Now, I've found this general plan. You need something that wakes them up in the morning. If you just have nothing here or free time, they will continue to sleep. So you need something that wakes them up in the morning. And I have found that first thing in the morning, mostly what they need the most is a shower. So I always make sure I wake them up with a shower. Free time afterwards will allow them to use the bathroom, use the yard, use whatever they, think they will need to use. I don't schedule like yard time and stuff like that other than the free time given. If you notice, like I said, the shower is the only thing that they can take care of themselves during free time that I actually put on the schedule, and that being, like I said, to wake them up. Now, eating is one thing that they cannot take care of their own on during free time, so eating has to be on the schedule. Also, let me see, it's eating, their clothing need, which is taken care of through work, and I think those are the only 2 needs they cannot do on their own. We're going to put 2 hours of free time up here just to make sure before the end of the day. We're going to see how that regime works. Fast forward it a little bit here. Now, if you notice, during work time, your prisoners will move to their workstations. Don't be surprised if you find prisoners standing around doing nothing, such as, where are you guys going? Oh, I'm going to go clean. Such as this. These guys in the laundry won't go and do anything until the laundry basket reaches the jail cell. Once the laundry basket reaches the jail cell, then they will go over there and they will help the prisoner that is doing the jail cell there to distribute the uniforms. Now, during the day, I don't normally, because we cut down to 5 workers, did we not? Yeah, I don't normally have them do too much during the day as far as construction goes, or that would distract them too much, because throughout the day during work times, sheet metal will be delivered here as your workers down in the sheet metal shop use it. As it's delivered, you want it delivered to the sheet metal shop. See, as you can see, some more is being delivered up here in the deliveries. As it's being used, you want the continuous deliveries from your workmen to continue to deliver them, so that you have a constant flow of sheet metal in your shop here, and have a constant flow of money coming in. At first, when you only have a couple of machines and a couple of workers, it's not going to be that great of an amount of money, but it will be something to offset the cost of building more cells, because we do have more prisoners arriving at 8. So we'll be, once the day is up, see now, he's standing here doing nothing because he has no metal to work on, because the metal, I had them installing the doors, and the metal did not get delivered to the shop. So, and did I, yes, I stationed a guard there, okay. And see, every hour it will continually, during work time, continue to deliver sheet metal for the shop. So now we can employ kitchen help, and the kitchen help will do the cooking and stuff, but I do believe on the first one, or the second one, when I explained why we build this here like this, and this fence over here, about our escaping prisoners, if you don't employ enough chefs or cooks to be the ones running out to go collect the deliveries of the food from the deliveries area, your prisoners will take it upon themselves to go and collect the deliveries, which in theory is good, in practice is bad. Having a prisoner go outside the main gates to go pick up a delivery is not the smartest game decision in the world. So you'll want to make sure you have enough cooks at least employed to be running out to the deliveries area. That auto-saving lag always kills me. That being said, employing prisoners in the kitchen isn't a bad idea. Just make sure you, like I said, have plenty of cooks. Otherwise, having just 1 or even 0 janitors, and having employees, the ones employed to be doing all of the cleaning in your shop. I mean, the employees are not necessarily the most efficient workers. Although I've noticed quite a bit my actual janitors standing around doing nothing when there are dirty, and I mean, look at these offices, they're dirty. When I have dirty rooms and that, I will find my janitors standing around. So I can't say that the prison workers are any more or less motivated to clean than the regular janitors, because they're probably not. I just, you notice when a whole group of them is, and, oh, yes, we did forget something, didn't we? We forgot something very important that we're going to add right now. Metal detectors, and we are going to put them here at our, and right-clicking on anything will cancel the order to build it or install it. I don't know if I had mentioned that before. I'm going to put these in here so we can secure our area more. I think they're done working for the day, yes. So after they're done putting up these metal detectors, are they done working for the day? What is my machine? Now you do have to be very, very careful when you first log in, especially if you have any blank time here where the prisoners are to be doing nothing. You have to be very, very careful that you check your regime, your schedule, every time you log in, because the game has a tendency to add things to the regime. Like I said, especially if you have empty spaces, it will occasionally, or actually quite a bit, not just occasionally, it will add things to those empty spaces. So every time you log on, that should be the first thing you check, is your regime and whether or not you had things added in. You'll also want to check your cell count, because I know it was a glitch in earlier alphas. I don't know if it still is, but some of your rooms would become unclassified or classified wrong after a login. And yes, dears, you may go in. I forget to do that every so often. So now we're going to build up these cells here in preparation for our next wave of prisoners. And you'll find the minimum security prisoners quite easy to work with and keep happy to a point. Once you get a certain number of prisoners in your prison, it'll be, oops, why am I doing that? It'll be, oh, I don't even know why I did that at all. Well, let's get rid of that. Once you get a certain number of prisoners, it will be harder and harder. Well, I'm trying to get rid of that. I have to remember what I was trying to say. It'll be harder and harder to keep everybody happy, and one little thing going wrong, your kitchen staff not coming out with a meal in time, or the stupidity of the prisoners. They'll be starving and that'll be their main need, but they'll walk into the canteen, and instead of going and picking up food, they'll riot right here, complaining they're hungry, and then of course get sent to lockdown. Or see, you've got quite a few that have smuggled stuff in and have set up the metal detectors. So we're going to, and it looks like, yeah, we're going to need to hire at least a couple more guards. But they will, if they set up the metal detectors, your guards will automatically go and search the prisoners that set up the metal detectors. They will confiscate the contraband item, whatever it is, bag it up for the trash. Oh, this guy looks like he had a candlestick. This one had some drugs, maybe. Looks like a pill of some type. But they will come in and they will bag up whatever it is they got caught going through the metal detector with, and then put them on lockdown. And lockdown basically is exactly what it sounds like. They can't leave their cells while they're on lockdown. So they won't be working for you or eating or showering or anything. So prisoners that go to lockdown or eventually, go to solitary confinement, if you get something go terribly wrong, they, may end up there. But if when you get that, they can screw up your regime and their want and need cycles. So you'll have to pay your schedule will be the thing you pay the closest attention to when you're dealing with the needs and the wants of your prisoners. And I'm not sure why we have not fast forwarded. Okay, they've got. Why do I have no water here? Oh, because I didn't run little pipes up here. Okay. So we'll run little pipes over here, and then we'll put in the stuff for ourselves. How do I want these set up? After we get these 8 prisoners, we are going to more than likely close the prison to any additional prisoners for at least a little bit and work on sprucing up our prison a little bit, creating, it's a game you're trying to play, but you want to make your prison as visually pleasing as of course you want it. If you don't want a visually pleasing prison, then by all means, this is how much we're collecting from our license plates. Now remember, we only have 2 machines, and it's only been operating for 1 day, so we're gonna make almost $1,000 for the day. Now we are going to get 8 more prisoners, so I am going to add a couple more machines because we're going to have more prisoners to employ by the next morning. And then let's see, we'll be able to get some of our prisoners won't be employed that well. You know what? Auto saving. I will put 2 in the kitchen, and we'll see how that works. But you collect your money from your federal grants, which is what you get for your prisoners, your money from your license plates, and your daily payments of salaries and whatnot always go out at midnight. Now we're gonna hopefully have these cells finished in, we'll definitely have them finished in 6 hours. But I am going to pause this here, and we'll come back when we get our prisoners in, because watching our prisoners sleep all night is kind of boring. So we'll be back. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, our prisoners are up and showering. While we were waiting for the night, I added another stove and another another refrigerator to our, and a trash bin to our, oh, and I didn't follow one of my own rules of putting something directly next to the door, and that does have a tendency to get them stuck. We'll see if he unsticks himself. If not, we'll have to fix that. But I added a trash bin, another stove, another refrigerator, and some more capacitors to my power station. Now the capacitors go all the way around now, so this power station is maxed. As soon as it gets higher capacity, we will have to build another power station. But I figured I'd just throw in the rest of the capacitors. He is not going to fix himself, so we are going to move him, have somebody else come in, and hopefully they will, yes, be able to install the trash bin without getting stuck. Now that is one of the biggest things you have to worry about when you put something next to a door or directly around a corner from the door is your people getting stuck. As long as it's a worker or a cook or a guard, you can unstick them by just clicking on them and then right-clicking anywhere on your jail, and that will move them there and cancel the action that has them stuck. If it's a prisoner, it's not quite as easy, as you don't have the ability to just move a prisoner. What I would normally do if my prisoner is stuck and I need to get him unstuck is I will click on the prisoner and I will have a guard come and search the prisoner. That will bring the guard over and he will move the prisoner, and the prisoner will stop doing whatever it was that he was going to do that had him stuck. And when the guard leaves, normally the prisoner will then be unstuck and be able to continue on with his day, whatever, going to work or whatever it was he was in the process of doing. Now our prisoners are coming. We have 5 guards. We'll have 16 prisoners. Oops, we forgot to. We forgot to classify these as cells. So let's hurry up and do that so that our prisoners can go up here in these cells. Also, I like to keep the ratio of guards to prisoners somewhere around at least 1 to every 2.5 to 3. So we're going to hire 2 more guards, and that gives us a little over a guard for every 3 prisoners. So that should be plenty for now, especially since they are minimum security. Once they become higher, once we start getting into higher security risk prisoners, of course we will need more guards per prisoner. So I am just going to set up a guard in this cell block and his patrol through it, and then I think we will call it for this episode, and I want to thank you for watching, and you all have a great day.